Hello, Epic Fails, and welcome to another one of the Wrestling Revolution reviews of Smackdown. I am the host, Bobby Black, and I would, of course, like to welcome everybody to a super show this week, where it's not just going to be Raw and SmackDown superstars on one show. No, no, no. We do it better here. We have the Raw and SmackDown reviewers on our one program. So I would like to welcome the cunt-leading, doobie-smoking, wanker whacking, baddest Brit around, the Zamario.
Thank you for that introduction, Bobby. Hello, cunt fuckers. Nice to be here with Bobby on this SmackDown review. I look forward to talking about it. And if you don't like me being here, then go fuck yourselves.
I couldn't have said it like that at all. Thank you, Zamario.
Thank you.
Alright, first off, before we get into SmackDown, I'd like to thank my new subs, which would be Robnick99 and the Mad Scientist 7890. I'd also like to thank people who left my comments on my video last week, which is my guest, the Zamario. Thank you very much. Frankazoid, The Webby Experience, Classic 1333, Andrew070, Howard the Man, and DW Squirtle. Thank all of you guys for leaving your comments on the videos. I'd love for you guys to leave more comments. I love the interaction and the chatting. Also go to WrestlingRevolution.com. You can check out our forums and on our chats and everything, and you can express all your opinions because it is a safe place for wrestling fans to go and express all their opinions and not have to worry about Spinnernet coming down on them and eating your face. Anyway, I guess let's jump right into SmackDown.
Get ready for the Smackdown! Get ready for the Smackdown! Hey, you're gonna react when you're put in the back now. 'Cause there's no turning back when you're facing the Smackdown.
This week's SmackDown is in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It is, of course, Edge Appreciation Night. Zam, what do you think about Edge Appreciation Night? What do you think of this concept here?
I actually enjoyed Edge being back on our screens. He has a lot to offer verbally, and it was nice to see him.
Agreed. I think it's a little soon, but, you know, they were in Toronto, so why not?
Yeah, exactly. Why not? It works. It's better than seeing Bret Hart, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. And nowadays, yeah. Alright, so we start off with an in-ring promo where Edge says that he misses wrestling and the pyros and all the fans, and he misses the fact that, you know, when he walks into a room that the pyros go off and his music hits. So I found that kind of entertaining. As we move along, Cody Rhodes comes out and cuts on Edge, which is actually pretty good because it's good to see two good workers on the stick work together. Cody then calls Edge a tragedy because Cody is the triumph. Edge says that he's going to leave before he falls asleep because apparently Cody Rhodes was boring him to death. And Cody gets pissed and tells people at the ringside that they need to put paper bags over their heads until Ted DiBiase, who's wearing a paper bag already at ringside, punches Cody Rhodes in the face. And, of course, Cody hightails it out of there. Zam, what do you think of the opening segment of the show?
I thought it was actually brilliant. Cody Rhodes made some great comments, and then Edge just put him in his place, and it was just brilliant. But regardless of the promo between those two, I just like the fact that they've actually made Ted DiBiase a face. I think he needs this change because he's going nowhere at the moment. So I hope Ted DiBiase goes very far in this new persona.
Yeah, this is kind of the direction they wanted Ted to go. That's why they put Ted back with Cody.
Yeah.
Was because they wanted him to kind of, you know, be under Cody for
Yeah.
a little bit and then all of a sudden turn and then become a face and then face off against Cody, which now they are having a Night of Champions title match, or they're having a title match at Night of Champions, which is the IC title, Ted DiBiase versus Cody Rhodes. So I don't think I want Ted to win, but I think I definitely want to see this match. What were you going to say, Sam?
Well, I don't think it should be for the title. I mean, they're having a match at Night of Champions, but someone like Ted DiBiase who jobs 24/7 shouldn't be then challenging for the fucking IC title. It just makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, I do agree with you.
They should have a match. It's almost like, you know, it's a double-edged sword here. Yes, you want them to see them fight. You want Ted DiBiase to get far, but he needs to start winning again and not necessarily, you know, challenging for the title straight away. And then possibly even winning that. That'll just make a mockery of the title as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I mean, it's like he's not the #1 contender. Like, I mean, he doesn't even make you believe that he's the number one contender. Exactly. So I get your point there exactly. All right, so we move on to the first match of the night, which is Sin Cara 2.0 versus Daniel Bryan. I gave this 3 out of 5 Black Rangers. I thought it was an okay match. It was about average. Bryan starts off with a ruthless assault, which of course Michael Cole has to say billions of times throughout the match that, oh, Daniel Bryan's proven something to me here. And I'm just like, shut up, Cole. Sin Cara, who... Oh, there was one point where Sin Cara went to go for a shin breaker, but then catapulted Daniel Bryan outside the ring, and then of course Booker T has the runner-up to the quote of the night, which is the hip bone is connected to the leg bone. It didn't make it. It didn't.
Actually, sorry if I could just interrupt. I would also like to mention the fact that Booker T also said, "Look at Sin Cara's eyes."
Oh, that's the quote of the night, man. You just spoiled it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay. So
I just thought you might have missed that bit out.
No, I got it. That was actually the quote of the night, but that's okay. We'll get to it.
Okay.
So he goes outside, and then Booker T says the runner-up to the quote. That was actually initially my quote of the night, because I'm like, what the heck is he talking about? So in the end, Daniel Bryan reverses an Asahi moonsault that Sin Cara 2.0 was going to go for. In the end, Sin Cara gets DQ'd because Daniel Bryan is hung up in the corner, and then Sin Cara starts just kicking Daniel Bryan, and he doesn't stop, and he gets DQ'd at the 5 count. So, what do you think of the match? There's Zamario.
I'm liking the feud they're having, and I'm liking the matches they're having, and it's good airtime for them on Smackdown. I mean, it's been very enjoyable, but I think the feud between Daniel Bryan and Sin Cara is pretty much over now. It looks like the new Sin Cara. I'm sorry if I'm giving you a spoiler, or I'm spoiling a spoiler. With the new Sin Cara, or the original Sin Cara back, I think that's going to be the way forward now with Sin Cara. And the old Sin Cara, new Sin Cara, if you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of where they're heading with it, is it's going to be Sin Cara 1.0 versus Sin Cara 2.0, because after the match, Sin Cara 1.0 comes out and stands face-to-face with Sin Cara 2.0, and that's basically all that happens in that match. But it was a decent match. It was a good opener, like an opening match for the show. And now we get to the quote of the night, which Zam kind of spoiled, but that's okay. We'll do it anyway. And I have the clip where Booker T says, "Look in the eyes of Sin Cara."
Yeah.
He has a mask that covers his eyes, and then I love what Michael Cole says. Michael Cole says something about, well, Booker, next you're going to tell us, look at the expression on Sin Cara's face. I mean, just Michael Cole is right there to pick up on all of Booker T's idiocracies, and I just love it. So
I just want to go back to this Sin Cara thing, because I think the WWE initially didn't want people to know that it was a new Sin Cara, but because everyone knows, they're kind of doing this for the fact that everyone knows. I think if no one knew that Hunico was playing the new Sin Cara, then they would have happily just continued the way it is now and probably got rid of the original Sin Cara.
Next, we have a backstage segment with Teddy Long and Zack Ryder, where Zack is told to pass along a message to Randy Orton and Mark Henry that there is a no-touch clause during the Cutting Edge tonight between the two of them. And then after that, Zack gets kind of pissed and he kind of walks off. And then Oksana comes in and starts giving Teddy a massage. And then Trish walks in on him, which is kind of reminiscent of what happened when I think it was somebody else walked in on Trish giving Vince McMahon a massage, I want to say.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a throwaway segment. The only thing that was great about it is that Zack Ryder got on our screen. This Oksana thing is just really annoying, in my opinion. So, Zam, what do you think of this?
Absolutely stupid. Not very PG if they still have to consider themselves PG. I don't think they are PG anymore, personally. What the hell is Roxana doing in the WWE if she's only going to be doing that? Fuck's sake, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Alright, we go to the second match of the night, which is the Divas Piss Break match of the night, which is AJ versus Beth Phoenix. I gave it 2 out of 5 Pink Rangers. These two had potential to actually have a good match together. It looked like they were working up to a decent match. The match was like 2 minutes long, though. I mean, Beth Phoenix and AJ Beth Phoenix we all know is a great women's wrestler. AJ seems like she has the makings of a great women's wrestler. And it's just, I don't know, they just seemed like they were building up to an actual decent match, and they just didn't have the time. I mean, it was your basic squash, almost a basic squash for Beth Phoenix. There was a little bit of back and forth, and then Beth hit the Glam Slam for the win. And afterward, Beth Phoenix says that she's going to beat Kelly at Night of Champions. So, Zam, what do you think of this epic piss break?
Well, I stayed true to form, and I took a piss during that particular match. So I missed it all. And it was only 2 minutes, and, it takes about 1 minute 30 seconds just to fucking open my fly.
Next, Next, we go to a backstage segment with Edge and Trish, and I think Trish is giving Edge some like yoga gloves or something. I didn't really pay too much attention to this until Christian walked in, and they were trying to, Christian was trying to make amends with Edge and all that, and then I think Christian was trying to say, to have, see if you could get Teddy Long to make him the #1 contender for after Night of Champions, and after Edge just kind of says, you're bitching a lot. I don't even actually think he says that, but he goes to say it, and Christian interrupts him, and then more marital problems between Edge and Christian. And after that, Zack Ryder runs by and tells Edge to make sure he reminds Orton and Mark Henry about the no-touch clause in the cutting edge. So another segment with Zack Ryder in it. I'm happy. Zam, what'd you think?
I want to go on about the Edge and Christian thing. A lot of people wanted Christian to turn heel. I was one of the people who did not want Christian to turn heel because I knew he would end up being the persona of a whiny bitch, which has kind of been his entire heel persona throughout his entire career. And I'm not liking that. I'm not liking it at all. I want a different sort of heel persona coming out of Christian, but he's never going to be a dominant heel because he's always been portrayed as a bitch, and that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, and I'm going to go on record right now, Zam, to say that you were right.
Thank you.
So you were absolutely right about the whole Christian thing. I mean, he could be a great heel. He was a great heel in TNA. He was a great heel in 2005 in WWE, but you're right. They turned him heel, and then they just kind of dropped the ball on him.
Yeah.
So, oh well. All right, third match of the night, which is Wade Barrett and Christian versus Sheamus and Justin Gabriel. I would say, honestly, this was the match of the night, and that I gave this 4 out of 5 Yellow Rangers. Barrett and Gabriel start this match off, and I like how they're trying to push Gabriel as a face now. He kind of fits the persona of a baby face.
Yeah, definitely.
But for most of the match, Barrett and Christian basically pound on Gabriel. I mean, Gabriel's basically the whipping post to everybody else, or to Barrett and Christian in this match. Finally, Gabriel gets the tag into Sheamus. Sheamus comes in and, of course, takes control, cleans house, beats the mess out of both Christian and Barrett. Barrett, however, tries to go for the wasteland on Sheamus, and then Sheamus gets out of it, hits the bro kick on Wade Barrett, and then Sheamus tags in Gabriel, and Gabriel hits the 450 for the win. As I said, match of the night, these guys worked really well. I love great tag matches and stuff like that, so this is kind of why I hope the tag division will one day get resurrected. And Zam, I know you have something to say about that, but Zam, what did you think of this match?
I thought it was a brilliant match. I enjoyed seeing all these wrestlers who have a lot to offer in the locker show some of their stuff tonight. It was brilliant.
I'm glad they put over Gabriel. I mean, because they really put over Gabriel big time in this match.
Well, he's a bit possibly like a new John Morrison to a degree. I'm not sure he's going to come out with all the flair like John Morrison, but when it comes to having a cool aerial ability, but he'll definitely offer that. It'll be good for SmackDown, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll be involved in the US or Intercontinental. I'd rather see him actually feud with Cody Rhodes instead of fucking Ted DiBiase, and I would like to see Ted DiBiase get some fucking wins under his belt before he fucking challenges for a fucking belt.
Yeah, I agree with you actually. That's
one more thing. It looks like Sheamus is going to be feuding Christian, and it's so interesting to see this because Sheamus and Christian have feuded before, but the last time round, Christian was the face, Sheamus was the heel, and it's just interesting to see, the switch.
Well, that's how it is. It's all brand new and fresh.
Yeah.
It's like Triple H and...
Yeah, it feels fresh. It almost feels fresh, but these two fuckers had a long-ass feud on ECW. I do remember that.
Yeah. So, we move on to the fourth match of the night, which is the Great Khali versus Heath Slater. I gave it 0 out of 5 Red Rangers because this match got about 30 seconds in, and then Jinder Mahal came out on the mic and started talking in his native language. Punjabi. Thank you, Zam. He started talking in Punjabi and saying something to the Great Khali, distracting the Great Khali. Heath Slater tried to take advantage of the distraction and, of course, failed. And Mahal eventually just got in the ring and started beating the crap out of the Great Khali. And Heath Slater tried to help him, but the Great Khali was too much for both of them. And the Great Khali, I'm pretty sure the Great Khali was standing tall at the end. I kind of was half paying attention to this match. But, and that's it. I gave it 0 out of 5 just because the match got... It's not that I didn't like the Great Khali or Heath Slater in there. It's just they had 30 seconds until Mahal started coming out and talking trash, and then the DQ came after a minute. I mean, it was not even really a match. So, Zam, what'd you think of this little
there's
segment?
So many things, mate. For a start, what I've realised is that the WWE knows that the Great Khali is a big, stupid, dopey, retarded cunt. and for that alone, Yeah, he can never be anything else but a face, and he's gone back to face reasonably quickly after being a heel for for a short period of time, and it's it's very bizarre. They obviously know that this guy and Jinder Binder, whatever the fuck his name is, that they don't work together. I actually got my cousins to listen into that fucking promo Jinder Mahal was saying in Punjabi, but I don't understand Punjabi too well, but they do, and he was basically saying that that he's not going to be in his shadow and all that fucking shit, that he's better than him and stuff like that. And in a less profanity manner, he's basically also saying that you're my bitch. He's basically saying all that fucking shit to Great Khali, and this was inevitable because I saw this fucking shit coming. I knew how it was gonna fucking pan out. Eventually, Jinder Mahal was gonna go fucking solo, and Great Khali was gonna fucking be the fucking victim and end up being a face again. And it pisses me off that it's happened so fucking early.
Yeah, well, I was looking forward to these two being a tag team. I thought these guys could actually... I mean, yeah, granted, Great Khali's not the greatest wrestler in the world, but at least they could be like a tag team to feud with. I mean, you got to start somewhere to rebuild the tag division, and I don't think that these guys will be the next Dudley Boys or the next, Owen Hart and British Bulldog, but I really think that these two guys, could have at least brought had a small feud with the tag champs. Okay. And actually...
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I think that Great Khali should be future endeavored. When he was a face, when he has been a face, he's just been a fucking big-ass fucking joke. He can't fucking wrestle, he can't even fucking walk, he offers nothing. Yes, he's a freak of nature, but, this goes beyond that. We've got the fucking Big Show. He's a guy who can fucking wrestle and do everything you need from a big man. And yet, and we don't need fucking Great Khali. Get rid of him. He's fucking useless. Honestly, he's fucking useless.
Well, I think...
He's just bollocks, man. We don't need him.
Yeah, and you know what? I think what they're doing maybe at this point is maybe trying to transition Great Khali out and Jinder Mahal in. Because Jinder Mahal is definitely a better person to get the Punjabi fans or Indian fans or whatever. I mean, whatever he's supposed to gear towards. Mahal is going to be definitely a bigger draw to those people than the Great Khali. Plus, Mahal can wrestle decently from the little I've seen him wrestle. He seems like he's actually a decent competitor.
Well, I actually do hope that Mahal does end up being a good wrestler, because regardless of the fact that he might bring in, Indian, fans from India and that part of the world, I still hope he's still a good wrestler, because if he's a fucking shit wrestler, then it makes no sense that he's going to be bringing those fans, because those fans are going to be, cheering for someone who's crap.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they're already cheering for the Great Khali, so I think anything will be an improvement.
So he gets a pass, but but at the same time, I don't want to sound like I'm contradicting myself. I do want that fucking cunt gone.
Yeah. All right, so we move on to the fifth match of the night, which is the main event technically: R-Truth versus Evan Bourne. I love the new entrance that Awesome Truth came out to, where they were saying you suck, and I don't know. It just Miz and R-Truth, I think, are a good tag team. It's just, I don't.
You feel for both of them.
What?
You feel for both of them a little bit. They should be both doing better things than what they're doing now. There's just nowhere for them to go.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, yeah, R-Truth has proven to me that he can hang with the main eventers, and Miz obviously can hang with the main eventers. And, I mean, these guys should be in singles feuds, not in a tag feud with the tag champs.
The point is that someone like John Cena needs to fucking relinquish his belt. Same with Randy Orton, because those two guys can still have top feuds without the fucking belt. And then people like Miz and R-Truth, and they can fill in, in those title matches, because WWE are desperately in need of some top stars.
Yeah, because what happens if John Cena gets sidelined like Edge?
I mean, personally, that'd be a blessing in disguise.
Oh yeah.
At least that means other people have to step up to the mark, because there's a lot of people there who deserve to be further up, the pecking order, but they're not, simply because of politics and merchandise sales.
Yeah. So, getting into the match, I gave this 1 out of 5 Green Rangers. This match was short. It's not that these two didn't perform very well, but it was a short match. It was like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. These two started going at it. Of course, Evan Bourne got the quick offense in, and he got R-Truth on his back. He went to go for either the 450 or the shooting star at the end, and R-Truth moved, and then he hit R-Truth. I think it's either the truth detector or something like that. That's the complete shot. It's the lie detector that's the complete shot move.
Yeah.
And he pinned Evan Bourne for the 3. Also worth noting that Kofi Kingston and Miz were on commentary for the very short span that this match went on. I kind of wish the match would have went longer because we would have heard more out of The Miz on commentary because he's awesome on commentary.
Mhm.
But I just, as I said, it's not that I only gave this a 1 out of 5 because of time. I mean, this match was so short, it's not even funny. So.
Yeah. And unfortunately, someone like The Miz, he's maybe more known for his mouth than he is for his wrestling. Even though his wrestling's not that bad, but I still think he might have to like pick up on his wrestling just a little bit more if he wants to be at the top because his mouth is not getting him there.
Yeah, I agree with you. But I think the Miz, I think the Miz has come a long way in the past 5 years,
I agree.
and I think he's got and I think he's got a good feel for where he's heading, and I think he's going to keep improving, and I like what I'm seeing out of Miz and
Yeah,
R-Truth. This is the first time since R-Truth has come to WWE that I actually feel that he's actually got a chance. Like, I've never thought that R-Truth had a chance in the WWE until now. So I would really like to see R-Truth excel.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with R-Truth at the moment. I mean, he just needs. The thing is, though, he had like one title match against John Cena, and I can't see him having another one too soon.
And the feud was good.
For these guys, they need to be involved in that picture for them to be anywhere in the fucking WWE.
Yeah, and the feud that he had with Cena for the 1 month was good.
It was very good.
Yeah,
Jimmy shit.
So anyway, okay, so we move to the last segment of the show, which is the cutting edge with Randy Orton and Mark Henry. Edge comes out and he just mentions a bunch of nostalgia moments, before bringing out the guests. Edge asks Orton if he thinks he can actually beat Mark Henry. Orton says that he knows he can beat Mark Henry. Edge kind of agrees with Orton after a while because Henry's just, his whole career has kind of been disappointing, and I agree. I don't think it's Henry's fault, but his whole career has been disappointing. I mean, I think he's had like maybe the tag titles with D'Lo Brown and the European title that was handed to him by Jeff Jarrett. I mean, that's it title-wise. I mean, and he's had some okay segments in the past.
No?
I don't know. I think he may have won the tag titles once with D'Lo Brown. I'd have to look it up.
Okay.
But I mean, that's it. I mean,
It's a shame. He deserves the title big time. In my opinion.
And he's doing a great job this time around.
Oh,
Like,
awesome.
yeah, his monster run right now is awesome. I mean, he's done a great job with running with it. And I mean, the thing that surprised me the most in this segment was the next part was where Mark Henry said the only reason why, Edge, you're going to be able to walk out here on your own power is because you're right.
Yeah.
That he was talking about how the people in the back always told him, go on out there, Mark Henry, and smile. Show him that personality. And he said he's done. He's done doing the smile, and he's done. It's time for Mark Henry to be Mark Henry. And granted, this is his gimmick, but I believe that Mark Henry is actually a great guy in real life. However, this is an awesome angle that they've been doing with him. They are making me believe that he is like this monster heel that can destroy anybody.
Yeah.
Back in 2006 when Mark Henry was trying to take out Batista and all that, I didn't believe it.
Silverback, yeah, he wasn't credible at all.
Yeah, but right now, I mean, it's not even the fact that he's taken out the Big Show and Kane, because we all know that's, they're just taking time off. It's the fact that he's worked, and he's been cutting awesome promos. He's got that, it seems like he's got that drive back.
Yeah.
You
can see it in him.
Yeah, you can definitely see it in him. Go ahead.
I just want to say that with the current heel persona he's got, the monster heel persona, all the fucking heat he's got and everything, it will be sealed and it'll be there for a long period of time if he fucking beats Randy Orton at Night of Champions. Because then he is truly that fucking monster heel. He's got the fucking gold. No one can fucking beat him. He's destroyed the world champion. He needs that belt to cement